Good afternoon. My name is Todd Johnson. I'm the President and CEO of the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce, and I welcome you to this episode and truly glad you're here. We're here to talk about business. We're here to talk about how things are in our city, and it's, I think, the best city on the planet to be in. I've been in the pleasure of being in this role almost 6 years now. But our city has been challenged. Our residents are challenged. The whole planet has been challenged with this epidemic, and we have learned a lot. We have gotten through, I think, the toughest part. We have been intricately involved with our businesses to help them get into the Open BH program and get parklets open for our restaurants and our retailers. We have been working with real estate people, and there are businesses that are interested in coming into our city as we speak. They have the wherewithal and the foresight to do that. I am very optimistic that some of the business spaces that have emptied out will fill up, and I think they'll fill up much quicker than the rest of the city around the planet, because Beverly Hills is a very desirable place to come and do business. And residents here are incredibly kind, and our government is good. So we truly are in a blessed city. The Chamber has been serving for 98 years in our city in helping our businesses and our community thrive. And we are looking forward to better times. We are optimistic. We know it's going to happen. We're so positive that, we changed our format to viral, obviously, and we've had one major event in June, which went extremely well, and we have another one in October, which is a Back to the Business campaign, October 21st. If you tune in to www.beverlyhillschamber.com, you'll be able to get all the information there and can tune in to hear from our mayor, to hearing from some celebrities, to hearing from luxury experts, and to truly hear what the vision is of our city and where we're going to be in the next years to come. It's exciting, it's positive, as we are, and we will do everything we can to keep things moving forward. Thank you very much, and enjoy this episode of Best of Beverly Hills.
Hello everyone, today we come to you from a very unique car dealership, Beverly Hills Car Club. You'll see some of the most exotic and classic vintage cars from all over the world. Welcome to Beverly Hills Car Club. Today I have with me the owner of Beverly Hills Car Club, Alex Manos. Thanks for having us here today.
Awesome, thanks for coming. We're excited to show you around and show you what we have.
How long have you been in the business here?
The Beverly Hills Car Club has been in business for over 12 years, and I've been buying and selling classic cars for basically 20 years now.
How did you get started in this business anyway?
So about 20 years ago, as a hobby, I bought a classic car. I was always a classic car fanatic, and finally I pulled the trigger and I bought a 1961 Lincoln. It took me 1 year to restore the car. We painted the car, we redid the chrome, the interior, did all the mechanicals, put an amazing sound system in the car, new wheels. The car was amazing.
Sharp afterwards, huh?
A 10. I'm driving the car down Sunset. A guy pulls up next to me in an Escalade truck, and he winds his window down, or he presses it down, and he says, "Hey, how much?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I've had the car for 45 minutes." And this was a hobby. So I pull over, we sit there, talk for 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours later, we shake hands, he buys the car, literally just like that. He says, "Hey, I have this same car, but it's pink and it's a sedan. Would you be willing to restore it for me? If you're willing to, I have 5 other cars I would like you to work on too, and I'm actually looking to buy 2 more.
Jackpot.
Would you be willing to help me?" So from there, each success became into what we are here today.
It looks like a lot of your cars have a restoration process that they go through.
So we have all shapes and sizes. We have cars that actually need restoration. We have cars that are fully restored. We have an array of vintage cars to offer. So if it needs a little bit of work, we have that. If you want to go to the car show and win, we have that too.
Tell me a little about the customer service aspect of your business.
We're a worldwide business, and we have clients all over the world. That's how we service them. And we do that by being on top of it, getting back to them, communication. If they want to look at the car and have a closer look, we can FaceTime them and get a whole look at the car if they're not able to visit the dealership. If we have the car in stock, they could have the car the same day, or depending on where they're located, if they're in Europe, it would take about 4 weeks.
Well, certainly a lot of cars here. Do you have a particular one that's your favorite?
So we have 350 cars at the dealership. It's hard to pick one as a favorite, but a car that is close to my heart, I have a 1961 Mercedes 300 SL Roadster. Now that car is a one-owner car. We bought it from the widow of the original owner, and we were fortunate enough to buy it last year. I love 300 SLs, whether it's a Goldwing or a Roadster. I mean, there's just something about them that is the epitome of cool, style, elegance, and 50s, 60s era classic. We recently bought Michael Jordan's 1996 Mercedes S600. I mean, the car that he drove to the championships. When you turn the car on, his car phone, I mean, nobody knows of car phones anymore, but he has his car phone in that car, and it still happens. And when you turn the car on, it powers on and it says Jordan.
Where do you find your cars?
So we're looking to buy cars every day, and we buy them nationwide. The car's in New York, Florida, Texas. We have the car paid for the same day. As soon as the funds clear, we have the car picked up. Buying the cars that are available to the market and being able to offer them in one location for everybody around the world. That's a huge part of our business. And we buy them in any condition. If it needs to be restored, if it needs a paint job, great. We sold a car here before to Justin Bieber. We just recently sold a car to Snoop Dogg last week. So we have quite an array of interesting clients coming through here. They come to the dealership, we take care of them. No one really owns these cars. They travel along in life, and that's why for us it's so important when we buy a car, we love to get all the history. So that way we can pass it on to the next owner and they can implement their history. What are our kids gonna know and have to share and offer? Everyone's gonna be in electric cars. These cars are still gonna be here. These cars are gonna be even more important to the world as heirlooms of history.
I imagine you get special requests sometime?
Oh, all the time. We've been doing this for so long. Everybody talks really highly about the way we buy our cars. We have a lot of referral business. Our reviews are flawless. I mean, that's a big part of my business that I pride myself on, is having great customer service in regards to people being able to sell their car.
I'm curious, who are some of your role models growing up?
So I have many role models. I have an amazing mother. She's a father, a mother, a business partner. She's like Spielberg of life. So that's my main role model of my whole life. But I've always been a huge fan of, mystical characters as James Bond. Driving Aston Martins, he's British, I was born in London, all the girls love him. I mean, he's just like, such an amazing character. And Steve McQueen, I've been a huge fan of him my whole life. And to see his Mustang Fastback recently sold for $3.7 million, it just more of the story unfolding of, hey, this is someone that I've looked up to and idolized since I'm a kid. And
Right.
now their car is selling for almost $4 million.
Hello, I'm Rick Ojeda with Compass of Beverly Hills, and today I'm coming to you from the world-renowned Waldorf Astoria. I get asked quite often, how's the market? How's real estate in Los Angeles? And in particular in Beverly Hills, it's really surprising just how active this market is. If you would ask me 3 months ago or 4 months ago, where would we be? I wouldn't in any way anticipate it to be this busy, meaning, properties are selling. I've got loads of buyers. I've got buyers from the flats of Beverly Hills to the hills. So you might ask, what are some of the factors that are actually driving a market? And one of those is interest rates. Interest rates have got to be the lowest that they've been in decades. So as a buyer, you want to make the move, right, when the interest rates are low, because every tick of that point dramatically increases your monthly payment. So if you're sitting back going, well, prices might drop, but remember, interest rates can rise. Another factor that's out there driving is what has been termed the great reshuffling, meaning I need more space in my home. I need an office. I need room for the kids, for them to play or actually do homeschooling. You need a greater outdoor space. Maybe you want to have meals more outdoors, more al fresco. So you need that space. So I think what we're seeing is sellers are starting to redefine their homes, because if they didn't like their home before COVID, they likely really don't like their home. But let me tell you right now, it's a great market. So in real estate, there's always opportunities, right? It's just how you position yourself. And with Beverly Hills, I would say that everything focuses around that. That's the heart of the market, right? That is the location that people compare to. It's the one that has the least flexibility in pricing and such, right? But it's still a good market. To buy and live here, I think no one's ever going to regret Beverly Hills, right? But it's just a matter of how you strategize. Do you have an agent that is your ambassador, your strategist, and your negotiator? Those are key elements so that you feel protected in your next move. You know, just got the haircut. It's the little things that make a difference. Whew. But speaking of being different, our business is dramatically different, and hopefully you can tell that my brokerage, Compass, we have to do business differently. And the good news is we're in business, right? Part of the challenges we have is to follow the CDC guidelines, because you want to keep homes safe, you want to keep people safe and make them feel comfortable to come in the home. So what we as the listing agent have to do, number one, is we have to prepare the marketing materials such that a buyer really gets the true essence of a home. So we'll do drone photography, drone video, internal videos. We make sure we have floor plans available. We've got people that are doing live videos on Instagram, Facebook, any way that you can connect with a buyer and give them the actual tour of the home so they get a really good idea of what you're offering. And with that, they then can decide, well, yes, I want to see the home in person. So once we have an interested buyer who says, I want to see the home, we set an appointment. But even prior to that, we have to prepare the home so that it's clean, that it's sanitized. So part of what we have to do in the process is we have to make sure all the high-touch areas are sanitized, wiped down, and prepared. We've got doors open, windows are open, we have fresh air going on, because we want that feeling that the place has been cared for before that buyer steps in. But the last part of that step is that we have to, of course, provide personal protection items, such as gloves, masks, booties. It's like your performance surgery. In the end, it's about feeling comfortable in the process. And thus far, it's working. So these are some high touch points that hopefully have addressed some questions that you might have had. And if you're considered selling or buying, I'd love to be a real estate resource. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Our next featured guest is an amazing interior designer decorator and is an expert at home staging. She's talented, creative, and resourceful, and we're happy to have her on this episode of Best of Beverly Hills. Meet Keita Williams from KMW Interiors.
Hi, my name is Keita Marie Williams. I am the founder and CEO of KMW Interiors, an interior design, interior decoration, and home staging company based out of Beverly Hills. A big part of what I do is home staging. Home staging is essential when it comes to real estate because most people who come into a home don't really know what it's like to live there. What I do is I help to spark imagination. I set the space up so that they can see what it's like to live functionally and beautifully in their new home. Sometimes I'll get a client that wants me to stage their house the next day, and for the most part, I can do it. I actually like a challenge like that. It's almost like I want to push myself and see whether or not I can actually get it done, which I always do because I have all the resources that I need to get it done. When it comes to home staging, one of the ways that I help sellers is by offering the opportunity to pay for staging at the close of escrow. One of my favorite things to do is interior design and interior decoration because I get to work with you personally and help you find your personal style. I do not push my personal style on a client. I feel like my job is to get to know you and to hear what you like, what inspires you, what sparks joy in you. And once I find that out, I can actually help you create your own personal style in your home. I feel like my mission is to make you feel like you have your refuge, your sanctuary, a place that expresses you on a personal level. That's why interior decoration is my favorite part of my job. My job is to help you find what makes you happy in your home. So it doesn't matter whether you have traditional style, transitional style, mid-century modern style, the millennial 1920s fun style, or just a very laid-back, casual hippie style. I'm there for you and I can help you create a beautiful home. The most rewarding part of my job is when a project is finished and my client is just in awe. When they walk in and it's beautiful and there's things in there that they didn't even know they would like, but that's all because I did my homework and I understand them and I took the time to get to know them personally, and I was able to create that magical space for them, and it just leaves them feeling fulfilled and happy. So if you're looking to sell your home and you want to wow people when they walk in the door so you can make it easy for them to make that big purchase, or if you just bought a house and you have no idea what to do with it and you don't know what your style is, or maybe you do know what your style is, but you just do not have the time and the patience to pick through all the items and do it yourself, give me a call. It's what I do, it's what I love. It's why I'm here.
Good evening, my name is Jacob Musit. I'm the Director of Food and Beverage at the Waldorf Astoria at Beverly Hills. If you haven't joined us at the Rooftop by JG recently, I invite you to come back. We have invested in a brand new trellis system that covers the entire rooftop. We've also implemented several things to ensure our guest safety and also our team member safety. It's one of the safest environments to dine in today. Please, come back and see us.
You know, having been involved in real estate for 3+ decades here in Los Angeles, it's such a desirable area. But what's surprising is how those other cities outside of areas like Los Angeles are becoming very popular. Ojai, Santa Barbara, and Carmel, California, where I'm proud to say I represent Mr. Clint Eastwood's development, Tehama. Over 2,000 acres. There's only 90 lots. Golf course, beautiful clubhouse, and this is a destination that people are calling regularly. They want that type of connection with nature. They want the spaciousness. So it's really nice to see that the phone is ringing and it's becoming desirable because people are changing. They're changing from what I would have called the norm, the connection to a city, and now it's about nature. So if you want more information, please look up tehamacarmel.com. That's Tehama Carmel.com. It's the real deal, and Mr. Eastwood has done a phenomenal job, and I'm very proud to represent this development.
Our next featured guest is an amazing dentist who specializes in full mouth reconstruction using some of the most advanced implant technology. He's helped hundreds of patients transform their smiles from something they were actually embarrassed by into something that they're proud to show off. Meet Dr. Ebrahimian, better known as Dr. E.
Hi, I'm Dr. E, and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about my city of Beverly Hills. I was raised in Beverly Hills. I went to elementary school, went to high school, continued to go to dental school at USC, but now I'm watching my own children go through the same things I did. Elementary school, Beverly Hills High School. We love this city. We love the police department, the fire department. We've got the best there is. Throughout this journey, I have watched Beverly Hills go from a quiet, classy town to a hub of fine dining, amazing restaurants, amazing shopping, and where else would you have it that you can step out and have 5 to 6 luxury hotels right under New York feet. Phenomenal transformation. Speaking of transformations, let me tell you what we do as far as transforming lives. I want to talk to you about a procedure called the All-on-4 procedure. This procedure gives patients the opportunity to have their dentition back. It's not going to the dentist just to get a filling or a crown, which is really not the greatest thing. It's transforming their lives from not being able to chew, function, smile, going from low confidence, lack of function, to phenomenal, extremely high confidence and extremely functional function. Let me show you some examples. These are some of my patients that they have actually taken the time to write letters. This is Arturo. Arturo visited me from North Carolina. He had these teeth that were dangling in the air. They were falling out. He could not eat. He could not smile. In a matter of 2 months, we transformed him from someone with no confidence, unable to function, to someone that has a beautiful smile, functioning, phenomenal. Linda's another case. Linda had only the upper arch done. We restored her with veneers and some crowns, but this upper arch is a permanent fixed dentition. And you know, this is the most gratifying when you see patients write letters of thank you. Let me just take you down the hallway. as far as what we do. Hey guys.
Hi.
This is our design center. We have our own milling machine, our own CNC. That's Shelby over there. He's our guru designer. He designs all the teeth. And come on in, let me show you just how this is done. We have the highest technology. We scan the teeth in. We make the perfect arch. And in about 40 minutes, we have a set of teeth made for the patient. So you can walk in on a Tuesday and walk out here Wednesday morning after your surgery with a full set of teeth. Oh, let's look at Salvador here. Salvador, we asked him to smile, but that's all he gave us. Again, another tired patient, gone through the same mill, gone through the same thing. I always wonder why patients wait. And throughout my experience, I have found that there's mainly 3 reasons. The number 1 reason is fear. They're scared to get in here. Number 2 is time. They don't have the time to go through this procedure. And number 3 is the financials. At Implants for Life, we have found solutions for everything. Everything is in-house. As far as being bounced around doctors here and there, that doesn't happen here. Let's talk about Josh. Look at Josh. He went from here to here. Again, another tired patient going through the same thing before and after. Let's talk about our main showcase that you're gonna see in a few minutes. Deborah. Deborah, same deal. She's wearing a partial. She actually had to super glue a tooth together just to go out. But again, years and years putting it off. Finally, she had found me, and you know, this is how she is 2 months later. I want to show you another special patient that I have, and that's Lisa. Come on down. This is Lisa. Lisa's actually, this is her later years of life. This is when I saw her, but believe it or not, Lisa is the first female bodybuilding champion. Throughout her life, though, due to the bodybuilding in her career, she was hooked on pain medications, narcotics. Those medications unfortunately ruined her teeth. She went through trials and fixing the teeth, but she would keep getting decay due to the medications she was taking. She was referred to me actually by a dear oral surgeon friend who was kind of wanting her to get this treatment done in one place. You know, getting this treatment done in multiple places because it becomes very cumbersome to these patients. They run out of gas. They really run out of gas because of the multiple visits. She came to me, and he told me, when he referred me, he said, "Hey, Dr. E, good luck with this one." But to be honest with you, she was a difficult case. She's been in this fixed prosthesis for about 3-4 years now. I saw her maybe 2 years ago. She's doing phenomenal. She's functioning. She's doing the things that she always wanted to do. She was like this for about 15-20 years. And you know, this is what makes my job gratifying. I'm able to take patients that are at the end of the line, they have no hope. They think of a denture, but you know what? Guess what? That's not the only solution. 4 implants on top, 4 implants on the bottom, fixed bridges, functioning just like you used to when you were a teenager.
Hi, I am Deborah and I'm a patient of Dr. E's. I have had dental problems my whole entire life. I've seen more dentists than I could even count.
Deborah is a classic example of what I call tired dentistry. She's gone to the dentist many, many times over and over, and you never get a final result. You end up with crowns, root canals, and eventually you lose those teeth.
I've had dental work done that lasted maybe 4 or 5 months, and then everything that they had done had fallen apart or gotten worse. The last time I went to my dentist, I begged and pleaded with her to take them all out and give me dentures, and she promised me that no, we could fix them and make them beautiful. And I've had partial dentures. Right before I found Dr. E, I had partials as well, and they were horrible. They didn't fit. It would hurt when I would eat. I mean, it just, on and on. There's a big list of why I didn't like those as well.
Most people think that when they lose their teeth, they have no choice but dentures, but there are alternatives. We can actually give you fixed bridges that stay in your mouth, function fully like you did when you were a young teenager.
I was sitting in my front yard talking to my husband, and I was laughing about something my front tooth fell out. So again, I got the crazy glue, put it back in, walked in the house, and my husband saw Dr. E's commercial, and we called them right away.
When Deborah came, she was missing multiple teeth and had gross decay on all the others. We decided that we wanted to get rid of this problem once and for all. So we went with the treatment of placing 4 implants on the upper arch, 4 implants on the lower arch, and gave her a beautiful smile with upper and lower zirconia bridges. I remember the day when Deborah got the mirror and looked at her smile. She was so happy she had tears in her eyes. She could not believe that we gave her a smile and functioning mouth without actually having dentures.
Oh my goodness. The first time I looked in the mirror and saw I had teeth, it was amazing. It felt like a dream. It still kind of does. It was amazing. I felt like me again. And I haven't felt the me that I've been in 20 years. It's been a long time since I felt this good.
There's something magical about someone looking in the mirror at her smile and getting tears in their eyes. And for us to be a part of that, it's thrilling.
Every morning when I wake up, I go straight to the mirror and look at it and smile. I can't. I don't want to wake up. If it's a dream, I don't want to wake up. And I do. I look in my reflection a lot, and people probably laugh, but that's okay. It's amazing. I smile all day now at the silliest things just because I can smile. Yeah, my overall health in general is 100% better than it used to be. I'm not tired because of lack of food. My food diet obviously was horrible before, and now I just feel a lot healthier as well. I get people that I haven't seen in a very long time go, "Wow, you look so good. What did you?" "Oh, your teeth." So I get compliments all the time now. It's amazing, and I'm not really used to that, so I'm getting used to it, but I'm always smiling, so it's exceeded my expectations beyond all belief.
Within 2 months, Deborah had a beautiful and functioning mouth.
Okay, so my first meal after my new teeth was a huge ribeye steak and corn on the cob. And I hate to admit it, I ate that steak with my fingers. So I was so excited and I could tear into it. And that corn on the cob got shredded.
Deborah is a classic example of a transformational life. She went from a beautiful young lady who had embarrassment, could not really function because she was afraid of her teeth falling out during regular functions of the day. But now she's transformed and she has her life back. With fixed teeth, beautiful smile, functioning, not ever worrying about anything as she's living her everyday life.
My biggest regret is putting this off for 20 years. And I urge anybody in this situation, don't put it off. It is worth it. Believe me, it's worth it. Your health will be better. Your personality obviously won't be 100% better. And you'll feel much better about yourself just all the way around. Definitely worth it. When you do find the right dentist, which I did in Dr. E, it'll change your life. Guaranteed.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Best Beverly Hills, and we will see you next week.